I have my guests in the studio for the second half of the discussion. Al-Hassan Swailu Dandawa is a member of parliament for Karaga. Thanks for joining me this morning. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay, and I also have Kwabna Ochri Dakumenta, member of parliament for Takrady.
Yes.
It's been a while, sir.
Yes.
Okay, how are you doing?
Not bad.
All right, what do you make of Ghana's performance at the World Cup and so far the matches you've been able to
I think first and
yourself?
foremost, I'd like to say good morning to your listeners, and especially those in Takrady who are listening in the Western region. When it comes to the football match, I strongly believe that there's a preparation we've put in and the strategy we adapted for the match that gave us the results we got. So I strongly believe that this is not a time for a lot of blame game. After 2 days of blaming, we should stop and rethink our strategy for our next match. It's very crucial because Germany is a very strong team. Two, I also do believe that we've heard stories that there's some problem in the camp, and I believe that whoever is in Brazil with them should be able to make sure that they can calm the nerves of the players and the technical team so that they can work together again for the next campaign. It's very important because for football matches, it's one match at a time. You don't play all of them at the same time. So if we've lost one, we should re-strategize and do something better for the other matches. Yeah.
Alasa?
Yeah, like Honorable just said, with football, when you are going into it, it's three things. One, you lose, you win, or you draw. And for me, what has just happened doesn't mean that we wouldn't be able to qualify. We have to put, our heads together, support the Black Stars, encourage them, motivate them. To at least Germany, we can, yesterday, Mexico, Brazil. People thought Brazil was going to walk over Mexico, but it never happened. So I still have a belief that Ghana, we are going to make it. We are going to beat Germany, and then beat Portugal, and then make it to the next stage. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Optimism.
No, it's a fact. It's a fact. And USA, for me, people keep on blaming Coach Kwesi Appiah. And then, Kwesi Appiah probably wanted to win more than, we those in Ghana. So this is the time we have to really support him and then, encourage him. This is not the time for us to start blaming ourselves. We still have a chance, and I believe there's nothing wrong. We are going to make it, I surely believe.
I'm supposed to be neutral, so on this time, I'm neutral. But now let's, in Parliament, we had the speaker. He was quoted across various media space on Thursday or on Tuesday, and he said the report of the missing baby saga at the Comfort Teaching Hospital. The health minister, her health ministry needed to give some responses to Parliament. What do you make of it?
I think that it is very important. This is a situation that has generated a lot of public outcry, especially when you cannot even find a dead baby. It's a little bit unfortunate. And I believe that the directives given by the Speaker is appropriate because Parliament represents people. And therefore, if there's a situation in any community that we feel that needs further investigation, we can call for it. And I think that was unanimous because it's actually emanated from a constituency in the Ashanti region, and it came from Mutake's constituency. And I think that the report that I've read and what I've heard in the newspaper did not address the real issue of the missing babies. I mean, they're talking about professional, criminal, all those things. For us, it doesn't matter. Where are the missing babies? And if the ministry was only asking for two sides of the issue and leaving one side, then the report is not complete. Because if people are missing and we are saying it's a criminal offense and want to know where these children are, it is very important that we get a complete report from the ministry. So if they put out a report, we want to have a copy and scrutinize it. And I believe that when it comes to Parliament, we'll be able to ask the right questions. If we're not able to ask them in Kumasi, we'll be able to ask them in Parliament. And then we'll see whether there was some complicity in the whole affair. It's unfortunate because if our mothers and sisters go to the hospital and then they cannot come back with live babies, what about the dead ones? Can't they also bring them back for burial? So I feel that what the Speaker said was very appropriate. and the ministry will have to get us the report for us to look at it.
Mr. Dandawa, as a member of parliament, how do you feel, or how did you feel, especially hearing that, well, there's a mother or a pregnant woman who goes to a hospital, delivers and can't find the baby, and especially the mystery surrounding the whole disappearance?
Yeah, actually, issues of this nature, when you hear it, you become very worried. And for me, it is good that we all take it up. We shouldn't, the speaker has given a directive, and then we shouldn't play some kind of, political meanings into it or other things. We should take it as a national issue. Because, going to give birth, then at the end of the day, if my baby is dead, let me have the dead baby. You give birth, you carry a baby in your womb for 9 good months, you give birth to her, and then you can't find her. It's something that is very worrisome. And then, as a nation, we have to find ways and means, at least, to address the issue, and then address it very, very well. We shouldn't try to, and I'm very happy, like, the way my honorable colleague has, addressed it. We have to come together and then make sure that the report, there's some kind of validity in it so that it will put a stop to it. And we shouldn't just maybe leave those things. I want to believe that those things, have been happening. And this is the right time that we need to address it and make sure that we put a stop to it. So when Honorable Muntaka raised the issue, when I heard him, I was very happy. And I'm very happy the directive that the speaker has given. And then at the end of the day, we'll get to know what is actually causing these babies not to be found, or maybe these missing babies issues. So I'm okay with that.
Mr. Chidakumensa, how does it happen that Parliament, you are not the Ministry of Health, well, you represent people.
Mm-hmm.
The Ministry of Health has undertaken a thorough investigation by its appointed body, and the report is in, and you want to apprise yourself on what?
Yeah, we are supposed to oversight the executive. So if they do any work, we can still ask for the right report and even do further investigation if we so wish. Yes, that's the responsibility of Parliament. So what we are asking for is not out of the blue.
It's not untoward.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't it perhaps also ring some bells that there's some element of not trusting and trustworthiness, etc., on the part of the legislature as far as the work perhaps that might have been undertaken by the committee that was expected or has undertaken these very investigations and brought out this own report?
If we are not satisfied, we are not satisfied. You understand? And if you look at where we are all going, it's not even an issue of, say, political issue. You might think that maybe somebody is trying to...
There's some level of consensus.
Yes, we believe that this issue should be sorted out once and for all. And we thought that when the minister took the bull by the horn and talked about the committee, I think that it calmed nerves a little bit, and we thought that we were going to get to the bottom of the matter. If we were told in the report that, yes, these are the dead bodies, they are here, the hospital buried them so and so date, then we know that there's a certain kind of consistency. But the report doesn't address that issue. Naturally, we will have a cause for concern. And oversighting it is not witch hunting. I don't think that that's what we are trying to do. It's not witch hunting. Indeed, they give us a report and we are satisfied with what they come and tell us. We'll communicate that to the public as soon as possible. But as it is now,
yeah, Parliament is not satisfied.
We are not satisfied. Yeah, we think that we need to have a look at the reports.
And
this is not the first time Parliament has been doing this. I mean, even when they even do audit report, they still bring them to Parliament for us to look at it. So I don't think there's anything extraordinary.
Well, that's true on the part. But Mr. Dandawa, where lies this very case where even the Speaker makes an utterance or said on the floor of the House that for an incident for which an investigation has been conducted, Parliament in itself was not happy that women go to the hospital pregnant and they give birth and nobody knows where the children are. Is it that there's a suspicion that this is an ongoing or revolving issue?
When the Speaker, gave the directive, you could see that he was giving it out of pain. Because, like I mentioned to you, a woman carries a baby in her womb for solid good 9 months, at the end of the day, you give birth to this baby. You've not, if the baby is dead, let me have my dead baby before I have a look at him or her before, it's been buried. You don't know where the baby is. So that one alone, for me, this is a national issue. And, the report that came, we Parliament, we not, being okay with it. At least they should furnish us with something, better, so that we'll be okay, we'll know where this problem is coming from, and then we'll know whether this thing maybe it's just started or it's been existing. But I want to believe that, like I said, it's something that,
perhaps that's been happening.
Yeah, so I want, and then, like...
And Parliament will want to get to the bottom of the matter.
We want to know what is the problem. And then we also want to put a solution to it, so that the issues of this nature wouldn't come out. Like Honorable said, the executive, they report to us. There's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, we have the oversight. When the member for Asawasi, who happens to be the chairman of the health committee, when he raised the issue, you could see that he was also, speaking out of, passion and pain. And for me, this is the time for us all to know what is happening about that issue, the right thing, and then, we'll know that probably some people would think other way, but at the end of the day, I know that, when we get to the bottom of it, the truth is going to reveal, so that at the end of the day, meanings and other things wouldn't be put into it. Like I said, this is a national issue. We have to take it up and then make sure that the right thing is done, because it could be my baby, maybe I can be the next victim, and then how am I going to feel?
I'm also, you represent the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's
so,
what we say. Parliament represents the people.
Yeah, so it's very important.
I've had sneak previews of the report, and if you read snipers of it, and I've spoken to some members of Parliament too. Some of them are not too happy about. Well, we've had causative variables, but perhaps the solutions for making sure that they don't appear again, or they don't recur again, are not too satisfactory.
I have not read the report.
Of course.
What we've read is basically what came up in the newspapers. But you see, when this whole issue came up the first time, for somebody like me, I was shocked. For so that time, I thought these things happen in the movies alone, not real life. And for Ghana, it was very weird that people go to the hospital to give birth, and their children are stolen from them. For me, I thought it only happened in the movies. Okay, so for you to appreciate that now in your own country it is happening, clearly it should tell you that there's a big problem that needs to be fixed. I also feel that the report as it is doesn't satisfy anybody. They've said that some people should continue to be under interdiction because there's a criminal side to the matter. But if there's a criminal side to the matter, that means that the report is not complete. The whole saga is not complete, because the understanding was that it's supposed to be completed so that the country can take a firm decision on it. But if it's not completed and you give us half-baked report like this, that means that it can continue. And we have to just sit down and have report, which doesn't solve any problem. I feel that what Parliament has requested for is not far-fetched. The ministry should be able to do so, at least by this week. If the report is ready, should be able to place them in Parliament by today or
and
tomorrow.
You have a thorough study of the report, and then you can make some conclusions.
Yeah, can make some conclusions.
Usually what is done, so the minister comes, is it to the committee or to
usually
plenary?
It will be referred to the committee, and the committee will meet with the ministry, and then they'll bring it to plenary. If we are not comfortable, the whole Parliament can meet, and then we can call the minister to brief us, and we'll ask him all the necessary questions that we need to ask.